Vodacom's forensic officer, Pinky Vithlingam, has given cell phone tower evidence and information about a SIM swap in footballer Senzo Meyiwa's murder trial. The state says one of Kelly Khumalo's phones was stolen by intruders on the night the Bafana and Orlando Pirates skipper was killed in 2014. 5 men are on trial for the murder. Legal expert Elton Hart joins us now to unpack the case. A very good evening to you, Elton. Thanks very much for your time. Now, this Vodacom expert says that a SIM swap was conducted on Senzo Meyiwa's number. She also says that you need an ID and some personal details in order to perform a SIM swap. Now, given what one of the witnesses said, that Kelly had Meyiwa's ID, does that mean that Kelly Khumalo has a case to answer?
No, indeed, and I was always one of the persons that said from the beginning, why is the state not actually officially charging Kelly Khumalo and also put her in the dock with the current 5 accused persons that's currently on trial? And that answer has been unanswered by the NPA. And for me, it's a worrying thing because you've got evidence in your docket suggesting from an expert now to say that the only way you can do a SIM swap is to have a person's ID and personal information. And I know it even goes further that the person who's doing the SIM swap from the service provider needs to ascertain if the person that's doing the SIM swap is authorized to do so or if it's the person to whom the number belongs. They cannot just on mere production of an ID even do a SIM swap. So for me already there's something that needs to be answered. And why was it done the day after Senzo Meyiwa's murder? Because this person is now deceased. So that person, whoever it is, and there's no evidence before us as to when the intruders came that they also took Senzo's ID and maybe a letter from him. So somebody that was close to, if they want to pin it on one of these 5 guys, it means that somebody close to Senzo should have given them that information to actually go and do that SIM swap.
Well, speaking of the intruders, I mean, one of Kelly's phones shows movement around the time Meyiwa was killed. Now, does this prove the state's allegation that there were indeed intruders in the house who may have also stolen Kelly's phone after Meyiwa was shot?
But also there was evidence, and they were looking at the phones and how the phones pinged around Intruders and the hostels. Now, one of these experts said they cannot say that it is the phone per se, but it can show that maybe a SIM card. And now we've seen that SIM cards has been jumping from one phone to the other phone. They can say the SIM has been pinged or the number that has been pinged in the area. But there's evidence from Zandi Khumalo. When they came back, they found Kelly Khumalo's phone. I think it was halfway lying under a stove or something. So how is it possible that the phone was pinging somewhere else and suddenly the phone is lying? So did that phone hawk on its own in Intruders and later on decide, okay, I need to go back home now? So I think they forget that Zandi Khumalo actually testified about when they came back and you stood outside the kitchen door, you could see halfway under the stove, I think it was that she said, that the phone was lying there. So for me, I think the defense teams needs to canvass this with these witnesses to say, but we had a witness that testified they found the phone there. How is it that the phone could ping there? So can you explain it or is it explainable? And I think they should actually venture down that route with their cross-examination.
But then how crucial is the revelation that, I mean, the expert said that she could not confirm the alleged calls between accused number 5 and Kelly Khumalo because they do not reflect on the call log. How critical is that, or doesn't that then weaken the...
No, for me, it creates doubt because now you say, and this expert, I think it's Pinky Vellingham or to that effect, that's from Vodacom, and she said to court, like, listen here, I cannot say was this an SMS or was it a call that was the communication. The only thing is that the GPRS is speaking up that there was some sort of contact, be it a SMS, a WhatsApp call, or a normal call. She cannot verify what it is and what the content of that conversation was. Obviously, Lamberta Steyn, on the other hand, said that there was communication between these phones, but then again, it was like, what was said, can you prove the content of what was said? So that is also, it's like, it's not out and out. It shows maybe there was like contact between the numbers, but now we see that numbers can easily be swapped. And obviously the accused person will still have to come and say at which stage they acquired the numbers. Because I remember vaguely from back then, one of the accused persons said, I only got that number in 2018. Not in 2014. I did not have that number. Yes, in 2018 it was my number, but in 2014 it was not my number. It was a new number. So that still needs to be ironed out. And I think the defense teams needs to work with this evidence clearly to show that, yes, this numbers exist. Yes, it was linked to me on 2018 or 2019 or later on. But on the date of the murder, it was not my number. And even David Matebula's name came up as an owner of a Nokia that this new SIM swap went into. So there's a lot of uncertainties. And obviously, when there's uncertainty, the benefit should be given to the accused persons.
Yeah, what then could that mean? I mean, for the state's allegation that Kelly is the mastermind who made contact with the accused?
If they say Kelly is the mastermind, then why is she not being charged yet? Or are you trying to first get a conviction here with these 5 people, and then after that, now try Kelly Khumalo? Obviously, if these ones is convicted, then Kelly Khumalo will come with a solid defense to say, but we told you there was an intruders. There's the guys. Zandile Khumalo already testified that one of them, and they pointed them out. Tumelo Madlala pointed them out. So it's going to become very tough if the state wants to try Kelly Khumalo at a later stage, after most probably they convicted these 5 guys of the alleged offense that happened on 26 October 2014. So if that is the state's strategy, I think they might have difficulty coming after Kelly Khumalo after this case has been concluded.
That's all we're going to leave it for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.